All right, what's up, guys? We're out poking around looking at some new stuff and some stuff I've trapped for quite a few years now too. Just kind of checking the crop rotation, but figured I'd show you guys this spot here because this is one of the ones where crop rotation really doesn't matter. A lot of people might see that this is in beans and not trap it, but it's definitely worth trapping. So let's get out and see what she looks like. Yeah, you can already start to tell it's still pretty early, but there's a couple different trails going up through these beans, but they're going to that timber back there. Their trails going down here already, but they're just coming from a timber back here, and this is the low spot connecting that timber to that timber, just about 100 yards over the hill there. So just kind of something to think about, guys. Crop rotation on all these locations doesn't matter. It's pretty early for trails to be looking like that already, so definitely got quite a few of them moving through here, but let's go see what some other stuff looks like. I'm excited to look at some new ground too, so let's get on down the road. Just to kind of give you guys a look at the water situation we're dealing with so far. I was drowning coon in there last year, and it'd be kind of a struggle this year to do it. Definitely a lot of coon still using this. Kind of a rocky sucker. I like running drowners over in that pool if I can. But yeah, not much water around. Hopefully we can get some more rain. This is normally one of my better bridges every year though, as far as early season trapping. Big timber to big timber. I mean, you guys can see this is a pretty good sized timber here. There's coon tracks all over around this puddle down there. You can actually, I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up or not, but you can see where they're walking through that puddle, looking for frogs and clams, whatever else they can find. So yeah, we're low on water, guys. I gotta show you guys this one. Just saw it from the truck here. We got beans and a timber. It's actually over here. It was here last year, but we got us quite a coon trail already going there. It's too early for me to even really be looking for trails. I'm kind of just checking crop rotations, but that's quite a trail there. Got a couple tracks in the road. Ground's so hard, it's probably hard for them to leave tracks. Yeah, I had to stop at that one. They got a couple different ones. It looks like this is the main one, going down and through, but man, that's quite a trail for it to be this early in the year. Going to corn, that's what we're looking for on this route. It's kind of going to be the first week route for the most part. Hoping to take about 500 coon off of it, so we got a ways to go to see how the crop rotation's looking, but this little stretch here looks pretty good. This is really all I'm doing, guys. Driving the old and the new, looking for stuff exactly like this. Timber on one side, a bunch of corn on the other side. It's actually a culvert right down in the bottom here. You guys know I love my culverts. There's a beat down trail going through it already. Way too early to be marking them, but yeah, it looks good over here. I believe I stopped and looked at a trail somewhere in here the other day that was just phenomenal. I just drove by it. I have to show you guys because this one, it's a dandy. Look at that trail there, guys. Going up underneath the trees there. There's no deer going underneath that. It's all coon beating that down. As you can tell by the tracks in the road, just nuts. Gonna be a good stretch over here on this part of the line this year. Man, oh man. Good thing I came down this road, guys, because this is all beans this year. There's about 5 or 6 stops in here last year, but it's all beans. There's nothing beyond that to draw them here, other than if it's corn or beans. So this is one of those stretches of roads where I normally turn the one way and go down there, but since all of this stuff over here is beans, I'm gonna try and turn the other way and see what happens. I like to get a lot of this pre-scout and stuff done, so when I go out to actually scout and mark all these trails, I know exactly where I need to go. Saves me a lot of time as far as when it's in crunch time. I can get a lot more done a lot more efficiently in a hurry, as far as mapping everything out goes, because I don't have to look for anything new. I already know exactly where I'm going. So that's kind of the point of me doing this, guys. Actually, we'll just go this way and see what it looks like. I kind of like the I'll turn it around here so you guys can see. We got corn for days. Then we got a timber coming up here. So there would be at least one spot on this road if I decide to come this way. Could be a house in here too, but that doesn't bother me. I can already tell there's going to be a culvert right here, so that's going to draw me in here for sure. Yeah, there's going to be a trail. Yep, there's already one starting actually. There's going to be a trail going through there for sure. And I'll just continue on down this road. It looks like there's another little farmstead up here. I love getting around these farmsteads where they got a bunch of cattle buildings and stuff. Man, there's a lot of big old coon that live in those things. This might actually be the way that I come this year over here instead of turning and heading back south. I might just cut straight across here and loop it into the line that way. Learn something new every year. It's always different. Sometimes the farmers will go corn on corn. Sometimes they won't. They'll rotate it like they normally do. So a lot of my stuff was corn on corn going into last season, so I kind of got lucky with a bunch of corn around. This year I'm just trying to stay ahead of it, so we'll see what the rest of the line looks like, guys. Well, we made it to another road I've been wanting to look at, guys. This is new country for me. It'll be just another little loop off of my trap line down here, but we got timber here and it's finally in corn on the other side this year, so almost every one of these poles is probably gonna have a trail coming off of it come season. There's probably a culvert or two in here too, so it looks good on this new stuff so far. All right, guys, this is something I wanted to talk about here while I got time. I didn't really talk about this much last year during season, but you can see this stretch of road here is straight timber to timber. This is a new section for me. I'm still on this new loop I'm looking at here. But these sections where it's just timber to timber like this, it's very difficult to find coon trails. You can spend a lot of time picking them apart, which I will do. But also the easier thing to see on these timber to timber roads like this is the deer trails that stick out. And those deer trails, I'll put dog proofs in, and you'll catch coon, I promise you. There's coon using those deer trails almost as much as the deer are. Just kind of a tip, wow, I cannot talk today. Those deer trails will really stick out on roads like this, and you can capitalize on a lot of coon in those deer trails with some DPs. So just a little thing on how I do these good stretches of timber to timber. Find the deer trails. Just wanted to show you guys this kind of as a reference of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about trickle creeks. There's smaller creeks. I'm assuming this is going to be one. Oh yeah, yeah, just a nice light little trickle of water. You can see that sandbar, probably about 5 foot wide, and there's coon tracks all over that thing. That's where I believe the pure anise in my cat food especially shines, is in situations like that. Gives it a little more draw power. But we got coon tracks all over in this creek. I'll probably go down the other side just because I got this one paneled off. But if the camera will pick that up, there's coon tracks all over, in the water, on the banks, everywhere. So definitely a good spot for 2 or 3 DPs. Here's another new spot I decided to get out at because it's a culvert. And you guys that have been following me long enough know I absolutely love culverts. You can actually see the trail. These coon are coming up out of this draw, following the beans there, coming down out of the beans into the culvert there. And what do we got on the other side, do you guys think? We got us some standing corn here. They'll probably start combining in the next 2 weeks actually. But we got us a culvert right in here. A little bit of a trail starting over the top, but there's a beat down path under that grass where these coons are coming through. This is what I'm looking for, guys, culverts. I cannot stress enough how much fur goes through these culverts every single night. Love them. Absolutely love these culverts. You guys can see we got corn all the way along here, all the way up, and then we get to some straight timber to corn too. So gonna be a good little stretch of road here. Yeah, I'd say we're pretty low on water, guys. This is the main system I want to be water trapping this year. Got about 30 bridges on this system here that I'm going to be trapping, but if I'm driving over it on early season, I'm still going to trap it too. I'll trap it a little different, but we were catching beaver here too. You guys saw me take a couple beaver out of this system as well. But you can see there's still a deep channel in there where I can drown plenty of coon. But I'm going to come through here early season, and if I'm going over it, I'm still going to set it. I'm going to set the high bank trails at 220s, and see what happens. Then we'll come back and we'll plug away at them in the water. But got a bunch of corn up here this way, and it's going to be a good little spot for us. I can see this being a 15 coon spot pretty easy. Bigger systems like this, they got a lot of coon going up and down them. The bank's actually just smashed down the track, so we'll go down the road, guys. Just to kind of show you guys, I'm so glad this is in corn again, but this is how I find my culverts. You got a culvert there, all right, timber to corn, there's a draw. This is how close together my culverts are too. You got another culvert in here. It was all really muddy last year because they dug all that stuff out and redid it. But so we're at 2 culverts. And normally there's a trail coming through right here, and then you get down to the bottom here, and there's yet another culvert right in here. So that's why I'm a culvert trapper, guys. We're pretty fortunate here in Iowa to have as many culverts as we do, but it's roads like that I love to find because there's a lot of fur going through them culverts. So looks good so far, guys. The crop rotation's actually better than I expected. That road I just went on is actually corn for the 2nd year in a row now. That's a really good road to trap. So looking forward to season. We added that new loop I looked at is about 15 or so miles, and probably 50 locations, 45, 50 locations on it, so it's a good little loop. Here we go again. More timber going to corn over here. This was all beans last year. Really looking forward to this. This line's looking a lot better than I was expecting. It was good last year. Man, is it looking real good this year. Here again, another culvert right here going to corn from a timber. So it's going to be a good season, guys. This first week especially, this line's looking phenomenal. You guys see that little dip in the grass there? Got us a coon trail barreling down to this culvert going to corn from a big timber draw. Guys, I'm getting pumped. This first week line's going to be something special. It's going to be better than last year even. Might be able to hit 200 coon in one day. All right, guys, we just got back from scouting that little bit of new stuff there, and looking at the line, I'm pumped. It looks really good. I'd argue that it looks better than it did last year. And I caught a lot of coon off it last year, so I'm pretty pumped up. Crop rotation's great, a little better than last year, I'd say. We could use some rain. That's about my only complaint. Get some more water on some of those creeks, but overall I'm pretty pumped. Guys, what I kind of do when I'm looking at new stuff like that too, is when I'm driving, I'll basically just count the locations in my head as I drive by them, like those culverts that I showed you, those poles where there's almost guaranteed to be a trail. I just count them as I'm driving and kind of keep it in my head. I like to be in that 3 to 4 locations per mile to make it really worth my time to make a good loop over there. And that was a little over 3 locations per mile, if I had to guess, just based off of what I was counting in my head. It's about 15 miles and about 45 to 50 locations, so pretty good little loop. We're definitely going to add to it, but the whole line's looking real good, guys. That's the first week stuff we just went and looked at, so it looks good. Before too long here, we'll be going and looking at the Thanksgiving break stuff, and then some late season stuff too. Got to get all that stuff figured out now, so when I go to scout I know exactly where I'm going. But anyways, guys, just figured I'd bring you along, maybe get the blood flowing a little bit on you guys like it is in me, because man, oh man, some of those trails already popping gets me pretty pumped up. Yeah, guys, just figured I'd go out there and show you what's going on. That's about all I'm doing this time of year, is just poking around, checking crop rotations and stuff. So anyways, guys, until next time, thanks for watching.